Good morning, YouTube. Back down here to get some work done today. I want to continue burning some brush, and then so this is all stuff that I cleared last weekend right here, and I wanted my fire to burn down, so stop feeding it. So I'm gonna move this over and get a brush fire started. Then I brought the 661 today, and I want to process up this stuff, see what we can do with it. I think a lot of it's just going to be junk, but I got my big saw. There's a big old crotch over there that we need to cut up, so I want to get all this. I'd like to get this whole area right here cleaned up today, and maybe open up some more of these trees, but that's kind of the plan. Burn some brush, bust up some big giant hickory rounds. So we will we'll get started here and see what we can get into. There we go. All right, I broke this hog out today. What I want to do, I got this crotch. You can see there's 2 good rounds in it, but it's so big and so heavy I can't move it. So I'm going to try to rip it into 2 pieces and then cut me 2 rounds out of that, and then I could get another round or so. It's going to be hard and nasty to split, so we'll just see what we can get out of it. Maybe wasting our time, I don't know. Boy, this thing's hard to start now. By the way, guys, those of you that hate on Ripsaw, that is a 36-inch full cop chain, 8-pin sprocket, ripping through a knot. All right. Do-do-do. See if we can flip this thing over. We're going flipped over. Let's see if we can't. Okay, we'll move you guys back, and then what I'm gonna do, let's see. Guys, I don't think I'm gonna mess with that hickory crotch. It's just not worth it. I'm gonna burn it. It's just too much to struggle with. I'm too old to be wrestling wood like that around. I'm not that old. I turned 46 on Monday. Alright, you guys can ride on the back of the grapple for a little bit. it just occurred to me that I'm out there just running in the grass and tearing it up. What I should do is clear me an opening down through these woods. That way I can run on this dirt and not ruin our grass, huh? So I think what I might do is get out the little, I've got my 2511 with me. I might get out my little Echo and just come right on down through here and take all these little saplings out and get this opened up. And that way I can work from the backside and stay out of the grass. I think that makes sense. What I'd love to do is get this whole area right here opened up and get all my mess cleaned up. So let me back up and punt here. Y'all want to ride the tractor with me? I'll get you set up and we'll clean up some of our mess. haven't talked about that little guy much since I did the port on it, but I used the heck out of it, and then I dyed it all black. That was my first attempt at a black, dyeing something black, and looks really good actually. But I use, believe it or not, I probably use that saw more than any when I'm doing this type of stuff, because it's just handy to have. I ruined my 261 by putting that noisy muffler on it, so I use this guy a lot. Alright, we're about done for the day. I'm gonna clean this up, load the fire up real good. All my camera batteries are about dead, so I'm gonna load the fire up real good and call it a day. I brought my log splitter back. I gotta unload it and get it put away, so about to call it a day. Alright, let's wrap it up. Got the brush pile all burned down and stand by. Go. We got the brush pile all burned down, pushed up. This will lay here and burn probably all night tonight and most of the day tomorrow. There's some big chunks in there. If you remember in the beginning of the video, we threw some hogs in there. But anyway, I got a bunch piled up for our next burn pile. And then if you go back and look, or if you remember, the clearing started about right here. We cleared all this today. We'll walk in here. But yeah, we cut down I had it cleared back to about right in here. Then I opened all this up. There was a bunch of brush right here. There's still more there, but got most of that opened up. I think I'm gonna thin these maples out some more. I'll probably leave the bigger ones you see, but all these smaller maples are gonna go. That cedar tree is still alive. I don't know, I may limb it up and save it for now and see if it'll come back to life or not. It's awfully ugly. We'll probably just cut it down. But anyway, so not much work left to do here. There's a cedar that I cut down. It was a pretty good sized cedar tree, but it was dead, it was rotten. Well, cedar don't rot, but it was dead. There's a nice little log in there, but I don't think it's worth anything because it's got too many. It's just not good wood. But yeah, all this was brush and weeds and vines. Got a lot done today. I tell you, I'm just having a blast with the with baby tractor doing this work. It's I don't know, it calms me down, makes me not think about work and just all the stresses of everything that's going on. I can just come out here and kind of do this work. It's what I enjoy doing. And yep, that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, even the haters. And we'll see you next weekend. Thank you guys.